up, y'all? Welcome back to another episode of Radiant Thoughts. It's your girl, Tori J.
And it's your boy, KP, in the building.
And today we are going to be talking about relationships.
Relationships. Things that we are in. 5 years.
5 years, y'all.
5 years. Long time. Short time, but long time. But yeah, we talking relationships today. All aspects. You know, pretty much all aspects. You know, we hear a lot on social media. We see a lot on social media about people's takes and things on relationships. So this is interesting. So we thought we'd have a conversation because we young. A lot of y'all young out here dating, trying to date, interested in dating, not so interested in dating. So I thought it would be, well, you thought it would be cool to have this conversation. So what's up? What's on your mind?
So I was looking on social media, just seeing like what people say are like relationship killers, so to speak. So I'm going to tell them to you, and I want you to we both will like kind of discuss our thoughts on. So the first one is too many women in their masculine and too many men that are not.
I think that's controversy right now. Everybody talking about masculine and feminine energy and all that stuff. But I don't think a lot of people understand what that truly means. But I think there are a lot of women that are in their masculine era.
Is that a turnoff for men?
Yes.
Like a strong woman, I guess, or
I wouldn't necessarily say strong woman. Just having an overly masculine energy.
What does that entail, though?
I think that's what I was going to get to that. It comes with, I think, like societal pressures and issues because the woman has so much has been put on certain women that they have to take on so much of the roles that we normally would take on. So they build like characteristics and traits that we have as supposed to have as masculine men. To an extent, because when you got two people that are the same, you know, you're gonna butt heads sometimes. Right. So I think that's where the divide comes. And too many men that aren't masculine, that's a fact because they're getting a little soft nowadays. Some of y'all dudes don't know how to be dudes, and the conversation is always, I need a girl that's gonna submit to me and blah blah blah.
Sassy. Y'all be a little sassy nowadays.
I ain't gonna say everybody be sassy. Some of y'all be a little weird and sassy. I ain't gonna lie, but I think majority of men are all right. But the divide comes when heads butt. We be too much alike now. Like if there's a woman that's very in her femininity, and a man that's real soft and it's going to be a challenge because that woman wants to, follow behind that man. And if that man ain't leading, then what? But
then, okay, so how you said the background, like a woman who maybe has to do everything herself and she gets those characteristics. Is it a turnoff because you feel like you're not needed?
It can be for certain people, I think. It just depends on the person's lifestyle, probably, I would say, and what they're willing to put up with or not put up with. Because honestly, I think that's how it should be. Y'all shouldn't have, I ain't gonna say y'all shouldn't have to need us, but y'all should be able to take care and do things for yourself. But certain things y'all shouldn't have to do. Right. That should be on our responsibility. Right. So I think the divide comes when the women started voicing that I don't need you and you ain't worth nothing. And I think when it gets to that point is when it causes.
Right. But I feel okay, so say it is a woman that's like that. If a man that's strong enough to show her okay, I can take over this for you. I don't think that it would be that. I feel
oh no, the man got to show that though.
But most
men just gonna complain about it. So
she's able to I don't know, fix stuff or just something like that. I don't know how to do that stuff. I look to you for that. But if I know how to do all that stuff on my own and you weren't no, you baby, you relax. I got it. I'm what are you here for? I don't need you.
Yeah. And that's true. But we do need each other. But that's why I think certain people just don't match with certain people or there's just maybe that person ain't ready at that point in time, or it has to be I feel in a relationship it has to be a common interest. We know where one person falls, the next is going to pick up.
Right.
It's just like it's a balance between the two. And I think that's what the issue kind of is. There's no balance between the relationships.
Okay. I get it.
So, yeah.
Okay, so the next one is not healing from past traumas and bringing that into your new relationship. That's definitely
that's a big one.
I mean, it's hard though, like while we're young, because we're still trying to figure out. Some of us are still trying to figure out like what those traumas are. Like, you know, they may not be to the surface yet where you can say, I'm like this because this happened to me.
Right,
you know, like
for sure.
So it's definitely hard, like, as you're young. I mean, that's just stuff that we've dealt with too, being in our relationship, just dealing with our own traumas and situations while also trying to grow with each other. We've been together since we were both 18. Like,
that's crazy. 24
and
this year.
Now he's about to be 24 and I'm 23. So just trying to grow together while still trying to grow separately as an individual, growing into adulthood as well.
Yeah, I think people know, some people know they had traumas. Like if you dealt with something that's very traumatic, you should know that you need to heal first. Like we spoke with Anaya, like heal yourself first for sure.
Before you go searching for anything.
Because now you bring in your baggage along with you into these situations that don't, certain people might not be asking for that. Like if I had so much baggage and hurt with me when I came to you, and I put all that on you, you didn't ask for that.
Right. Not only that, but even yourself, like constantly carrying that baggage and adding on to it because now you have another failed relationship or another something, and that's just constantly adding to the struggles that you're already dealing with too.
Badu said, bag lady, you gonna hurt your back dragging all them bags like that, man. So, I guess nobody ever told you. All you must hold on to is you. You know what I'm saying?
We're going to the next one. The next one is, what does it say? Being influenced by social media, which could stem from upbringing and not having a solid foundation.
I agree with that, but we should be able to decipher like real from fake on social media. But social media plays a huge role because of the simple fact that everybody's seeing what's being put out there. And so everybody wants what other people are having and they're comparing.
The life that people post.
Yeah, and they just post the highlights.
Yeah.
So it's not knowing, like, that's why I said we need to separate the real from the fake, because like a lot of the people that we know personally and we see how they post, but we know how they act like offside.
Oh, absolutely.
It's crazy. So when you know those things, it should click for you to realize like, okay, maybe I shouldn't. Maybe I shouldn't like fantasize and up so many other people's relationship. Yeah. And like really work on what me and my partner need and me and my partner like have going on.
Because what works for somebody else might not work for y'all.
Might not work for you. And you can't listen to everybody's advice when it comes to like your relationships and everything, because what one person might tolerate, that might be outside your boundaries. Like, so you got to really understand where to draw that line at between, real and fake, and understanding what you see on Instagram ain't really the real deal all the time. So I agree with it. But the social media though, it's kind of hard because everything is social media. Nothing is like private no more. Yeah. And like, so that aspect of it kind of damages the relationship between the two. Because nothing about relationships or a person is sacred anymore. Everything is just kind of out in the open, and nobody appreciates that. What's the word I'm looking for? Not discretion, but like that just exclusivity. Yeah. Nobody appreciates that no more. It's like, I'm gonna show everything.
Wants to I was gonna say everybody wants to post everything. And I think a common thing like I've seen on TikTok too, like somebody will post like, I don't know, something their boyfriend got them, or like they decorated the little hotel room or something like that, and then that's like me coming to you, why don't you ever do something like this? Or,
for sure. Yeah, it's like you wasn't even thinking about it before
you probably didn't got into a fight the same night. You don't know.
And then you wasn't even thinking about that before you seen it.
So I think that's a very common thing that
it's definitely
people need to stop doing.
Yeah.
Because it's not going to help your relationship at all.
Because you compare.
Yeah. Definitely.
Constantly comparing. That comparison is a thief of joy, and it'll take your joy away for sure.
So my next one, it's not on here, but it's something I feel like I've seen. Like, not actually liking each other for real. Like, just getting together for a relationship.
Yeah, I think that's just for clicks and just wanting to be seen. Like, just out here.
If you don't like the person, how do you think you're going to be in a relationship with them for a long time?
And then think it's going to be, like, good and be mad when stuff go wrong. Like, you don't like this woman. Why you still egging it on?
I don't get it.
Why
for the girls, too.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, you want a boyfriend that bad. Like, please,
like for no reason. You weak in the knees.
Stand up, please.
Nah, yeah, I hate that because it just be a bunch of, because you just putting yourself through unnecessary traumas again because now somebody hurt your feelings. But well, your feelings don't even really be hurt, so it's just wasted time. Yeah. It's like I see it all the time. Like, two people will be going through something, they break up, and then it's like, well, I cheated with so and so already anyways.
Are you proud of that?
Like, what? Like, what's going on? Like, why and then they voicing it to, like, it's just all crazy. Yeah, it's all crazy for sure.
Don't get in a relationship just to be in a relationship.
Yeah, if you don't like the person, bro, just
wait for love to find you. I really feel like that is something that is like, people don't get that. I don't know. Like, don't go searching for it because it's probably not going to be genuine.
When you searching for it, it's a little bit. It's going to be a little bit harder. You might look and wander into areas that you don't really want to be in. So I always say, like, do what you do and just like let it happen naturally. Now, when I seen her, I sought her out and like said, no, I want her.
But we let our relationship happen a little more naturally.
For sure.
We didn't force anything. We're going to get into that later, so let's not. Okay. The next one is delusional expectations from both sides. I feel like that is mainly, from the girl side.
In what way?
Because they always want somebody to pay for everything. Like, what are you going to do for yourself?
Ooh, I seen a guy said, if you can't afford to fly yourself out to come see me, then why do you expect me to do it? Because it's like, why am I finna invest in you and you can't even manage to take care of yourself to get to me, and you want to be where I'm at, and you can't even afford to get to me. But
my thing is, y'all be expecting these unrealistic expectations from a regular guy who works retail or like, like, I don't know, I don't get it. Like, now if you got a scammer or a rich man or something like that, it's a little different. But I just like, y'all be expecting these unrealistic expectations from people who work in the same amount of jobs, hours as you.
Inflation is crazy, like, y'all. Y'all know how much eggs cost? And you want me to fly you out? You think I'm getting paid $15 an hour, I'm finna take you to Turks? And we finna be out there on the beach with pigs and stuff? No, it's not happening.
And I think for the guy too, because I feel like a lot of guys are looking for, I don't want to say a mom, but like a mom in a way.
In a way.
You want everybody to cook for you and clean for you, and you out here cheating?
Yeah, it's wild.
Like, no.
Y'all be out here wilding. Like, it's certain dynamics just don't add up.
And then they expect, I don't know, I feel like guys put like an expectation that a girl has to be able to do all that stuff in order to be in a relationship. I feel like that is like, somebody doing all of that for you, you better be thinking about marrying this girl, or you
for sure.
better be serious about like doing all that stuff.
Yeah,
like,
that's,
I would
that's
not
never
just be doing any of that for anybody.
Right. That's never the thought process. They want that. And I think that's for women too. Like we always say, it's always opposed, like as far as the paying for everything and all that stuff. They want wife. Well, we expect wife duties at a girlfriend thing, but I was like,
exactly.
I kind of teeter on that because you do wife things as a girlfriend or you do husband things as the boyfriend because y'all building up to that, in my opinion.
Well, I mean, but like even now, I feel like I don't just do everything. You know, like I give you a little taste here and there. Like,
yeah, don't.
I'm not just gonna fully like, oh, you want me to wash your clothes, pack your lunch? Like, no.
Yeah.
Like, please no.
Yeah, you gotta still be able to be like self-sufficient.
Yeah, and I think that's the thing. They be expecting all of that. But if I give you all of that, you're gonna have no reason to want to continue to go any further.
That should
because
give
you've
you
already
all
gotten
the
everything
reason.
you wanted.
I feel like
without any commitment.
In my opinion, that should give you all the reason to say, okay, why am I not married to this woman?
They don't think like you, honey. I don't know.
I'm one of one though.
You are.
One of none.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Get y'all life together, man. Get y'all life together. Nah, but like just with that whole dynamic though, I feel like it's gonna sound weird, but like the boyfriend and girlfriend stage, in my opinion, is kind of like the tryout.
It is.
So you gonna show your best self in the tryouts to get put on the team. So like we should be doing things for each other, with each other, that show those qualities of like show me why I should marry you or should be like should spend the rest of my life with you. You know what I'm saying? But we go into relationships with such ill intentions that we're not even thinking about marriage. We think about trying to get a nut.
Yeah.
So like that's majority of relationships nowadays. So it's never even like really real.
Right. And I feel like how we talked about like getting in a relationship for no reason, I feel like you just said, it's not like we gonna be together but without the commitment. Like, why is that a thing?
Yeah, it's stupid.
Or like the whole sneaky link and like all of the like friends with benefits, but like I don't want to claim you, or like
it's all stupid.
Why would you give your body or give anything to somebody who's not willing to?
And I understand people have their phases. Everybody done went through.
But there's people who like actively only seek that like all the time.
True. And it's at that point it's like, all right, you need to do some healing somewhere.
Like, what are you doing?
Because constantly just giving your body away to any and everybody, ain't the right thing to do. I'm gonna say that.
No.
And I might get some flack for that, but like
it's not.
It's not the right thing to do.
No. Having sex is not for every person that you meet.
No.
So. Okay. The next, this is the last one.
Close your legs.
What?
I said close your legs.
I'm like, okay. The last one is, today's society has people poisoned with negativity towards relationships. I agree with that 100%. I feel like, like we were just talking about, like nobody wants to commit because, I don't know, like it started off with like the guys being the cheaters, and it went to the girls being the cheaters, trying to act like the dudes and not the dudes, and I want to be with the girls because like I don't know.
It's like a combination of a lot of things. Like from back to when, if you want to get like welfare checks and like food stamps and stuff, that man can't be in your house. So from whenever that started, I believe like the 70s, 60s, 70s, I believe 70s, when your man he can't be here helping you do this. If he is, we taking this check from you. So it started there, making the women to despise the men, and then from there it's just like a growing divide where like when I spoke about the music, where it's always F these Joes, and then women started saying F these niggas, or I'm gonna get a bag off him and leave, and like stuff like that. And so
that's always the mindset.
And it poisoned the well a long time ago. And so now we just got a contaminated well, and we constantly pulling from that, and
but
it's just,
I think it's like everybody's scared of like getting hurt or like getting cheated on or whatever. But like if everybody just fixed their minds and just like, I don't know, like if you go into it with the right mindset, I don't understand that. Like if you're choosing to be with somebody, why are you looking elsewhere instead of just breaking up with the person? That would save a lot of heartbreak and
yeah, for sure.
Like,
but somebody want their cake and.
But what like? Clearly, you ain't happy, so you're just making yourself more miserable.
Some people think they are happy though. There's some people that will play devil's advocate to that and say, I can love two people.
No, you can't.
Why can't
Do you feel like you can?
No, I don't think you can.
Oh.
I think that's like... I think it's kind of like they get the the idea that like you might lust both of them. You might have true feelings for one of them for sure, but I think the other is just lust. Love for one person, I feel like the love I have for you, I couldn't feel that same love for nobody else.
But even if, say, you were to lust over somebody else, that love is broken. Like, there's no both way. Like, there
you
is
still
no
have
both.
those feelings.
That's not love, though.
I will still have the same feelings about you, even if I lusted somebody else, though, I feel like.
No, you
and
wouldn't.
I think, in the sense of like, I still would be like heartbroken by something or something. I would still be hurt, even though I did my dirt or whatever.
Exactly.
The feelings that like I kind of still have for you would kind of be affected. So like, I'm trying to think of it in the way that they would
like a typical guy right now.
I'm trying to think of it in the way that they would like say it, because like it's just it's weird when you think about it, because we think the lust we have is love. So I think that's why they just pretty much say that you can love two women. But then you got people that are polygamous, you know, or in those type of relationships. So how can you tell them that they don't love both of their wives? Or
I feel
both
like
of,
if that's something that y'all agreed upon, that's a little bit different. But to say, I'm with you, but I want to go, no. If it was a collective, I feel like, okay, whatever. I don't have no opinion on that. But like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure. I feel you.
So, yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot of issues, I think, that plague our relationship pool, and the dating pool right now, which obviously I'm not in it, but like just from the stuff that I see, it seems very very trash at the moment.
But that's a mindset thing. I literally think it's just all mindset. Like if everybody was to,
how do they do that?
The music we listen to, the City Girls. How are you gonna find love if you listen to that? Well, not necessarily listen to it, because I listen to it.
Your man.
But like, I don't listen to it. Listen to it with a grain of salt. I'm not like, because y'all listening to JT and she's happily in love with Uzi. Y'all listening to Young Miami and that's a little different with Diddy.
I don't know about with Diddy, but like, yeah, and that stuff is stupid.
They don't be preaching what they're doing,
right? And
you're taking that and living by.
Taking it very literally, like that's the Bible.
Yeah.
And they out here doing something completely different.
Yeah.
So that's like the influence. And we get, like, I forgot exactly what one of those posts said, but it was just like those outside factors that contribute to what we think, and they affect our relationships. Because if I'm listening to this music over here, like Snoop Dogg, B words ain't shit but hoes and tricks and all that stuff. Like, did he say that? No, I don't think he said that. Okay. But he said a lot of crazy stuff. He was married. He's been married for years.
Yeah. I mean, music is music, but definitely don't take it like to the heart. Like, don't take it literally.
But we're not taught to even have that type of discernment, though. And that's where the issue lies.
I feel like that is common sense. Why would I think that I'm going to find a relationship if that's my mindset? Like,
common sense ain't so common.
I guess.
JT found a relationship.
Right, but she don't listen to what she rap.
How you know that?
Because she's in her, well, I mean, he's rich, she's rich, I don't know. Now, Young Miami, I believe she listens to what she just says.
It's just, I mean, you never know, because how we sit here talking about they in a relationship, their relationship might not be always cracked up to be.
She fighting with him on social media.
True, but I get what you're saying though. Like my take on that is, don't put it out there if you ain't, like, practice what you preaching.
But they know that that's what's gonna sell. Like how we was talking about Sexy Red. She's pregnant. Like clearly she ain't listening. Well, I don't know, but to an extent, you know what I mean.
I think she all the way with the shits.
Okay, well. Regardless, she's pregnant, so she was in something with somebody rather than what she was rapping about. So
yeah, true.
But
that's true.
So what do you think we have done, like, in our relationship that's worked that may help somebody else?
I think we've been like very open and honest with each other. We like, I think in the beginning we kind of talked about all of our somewhat issues, or we kind of, I would say we kind of set like not boundaries, but we set like a foundation to build upon. And I think that's key for anybody that's like trying to get into a relationship or anything of that nature. Like if you're trying to build a bond with somebody, you got to have a foundation. Because if you don't have no foundation, then...
You saying like when people say like become friends before you become lovers? And
not necessarily become friends, become lovers.
Because we met with the intention of like being together.
Yeah, like different, that's what it is. So it's all intention. And so my intentions when I seen you were to, you know, I wanted to court you. So like I led with that intention, and I was like, that was my focus. Like,
tell them what you said.
I was trying to shoot my shot like Curry.
That's what you said to me.
Listen, let me get my side of the story. It was so much going on. I just had to say something, and like, that's what came out. And like, if I could go back, I probably wouldn't say it, but I might say it again. Cause look, we 5 years later, so it obviously worked while she over here talking about it. But she ghosted me though, so it probably didn't work. She ghosted me for a while, and yeah, I had to slide back in the DMs on accident.
Yeah, he sent me something he meant to send our friend on Snapchat, like, but he slid up on my story instead of like sending it to our friend. So,
and it worked. I promise you, it was on accident too. It was for sure on accident. If it was on purpose, I would have told you.
Okay.
I accidentally did it.
Okay.
But we're here now. So, but for sure, just lead with intention. If you know you want to date this woman, I don't necessarily think that you have to, you know, be friends. Like, it'd be cool to have a friendship because you kind of already got some sort of foundation.
Yeah. I mean, I guess we kind of, like, when we started dating, our COVID happened a couple months later. So we spent a lot of time, like, going on walks and just, like, sitting in the house, like, actually being with each other.
Yeah, so
I guess you could
bond.
say in a way, like...
We built a genuine bond, I believe. Like, we talked a lot. We had conversations, and I think that's what you need to do in that courting phase. Mm-hmm. You know, I think people rush into relationships too much, and that's what happens, and it just...
Because, I mean, like, a relationship is all about learning the person, too. Like, we've been together 5 years, and we still are learning each other.
For sure. It's a constant process, like, every day. Yeah. For sure. So...
I think something that we've done pretty well is communication, most times. We still have our issues here and there, but I definitely, like, before we started dating, was not one to really, like, talk about anything, or like, I just was like, okay, it happened, whatever, let's like move on. But he was very adamant at like, not too much, trying to like, you know, get us to communicate a little bit more. So like, if we, you know, were to have a disagreement, I'm not gonna say argument because we don't really argue. But like, I do have moments where I'm like, okay, I don't want to talk about it like right this moment, so let me be for a minute, and then we'll come back and talk about it. So that we're not like, one thing we never do, like, we never yell at each other. We've never like called each other out of our names, like none of that. That's
disrespectful.
Very. So we've never done any of that. I think we do very well at like not keeping other people in our relationship for the most part. Like, I mean, at the beginning, I feel like we kind of like talk to our friends about it sometimes, for sure. But like, as our relationship has definitely progressed, like, we have not done that. So I think that helps as well. And
with that though, like, you gotta understand that everybody that you might think might be in your corner, like, they don't have your best interests, your relationship. A lot of people don't have your best interests at hand. I feel like the friends that I did go to, like, when we had issues, they all defended you for the most part. Like,
but I feel like we were friends with the same people too, so that's a little different. Like, if you were to go to some friends that was just your friends, they probably would be on your side.
But even the ones that was more of my friend, like, they still, like, well, you got to look at it from her point of view and da 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 da. So like, you got friends like that, cool, keep them around. Those are the best type of friends, because if me and her have a problem and she go to her friends and they, oh, forget him, you need to go find you a...
But that's what a lot of people friends say. And I feel like if your friend don't have a man and they telling you to leave your man, depending on what they did, but like, don't. Yeah. How are you gonna take advice from somebody who ain't even got nobody? Like,
yeah, facts. That's a fact. That's for sure a fact.
I may not like that one, but
hey, it is what it is though, because I'm not gonna take advice from, like, if I need some plumbing work done, I'm not gonna take advice from somebody that never did plumbing in their life. Like, what you gonna tell me? You know, like, so. But yeah, having the right friends around your relationship is key, because some people will sabotage your relationships. Like, I think we all know that, you know, people might want what you have, and you got to be very, very cautious around who you allow to know, you know, certain things about your relationship. And I think we've done pretty well. I wouldn't say we're just like super private, but we're not like, everybody's not in our business. No,
and I'm not gonna call nobody like, girl, guess what he did?
Yeah, like
no.
that ain't that ain't what we
just deal with it on our own.
Yeah, and I like what you said earlier about, like, you know, how we grown to like actually sit and talk about things. I think that's like super key, because when you in a relationship, if you don't communicate, that relationship is not gonna last. Like, it's absolutely is not gonna last. So like, if I've done something that offended her, like early on, like she said, she might have just been like, all right, whatever, we're gonna move on from it. But like, down the line, she's still kind of mad and upset about it. And like, I might not know, or I do know, and I'm constantly asking and she don't want to talk about it, and it's irritating her even more. So it's like, so for her to realize, like, all right, we gotta kind of address stuff to get over it. Like, that has to happen. Like, you gotta address situations, meet them, and just kind of, that's the way you get over them. Like, talk it through, get over it, and, you know, then everything's gonna be greater after that. So for sure,
I think another thing we've done is just like making sure to make time for each other. Like I said earlier, like, we are both still young and trying to navigate, you know, growing into our own individual selves as adults, while still trying to grow as a relationship into adulthood versus our teenage years. So it's, you know, you just have to make sure you're making time for that. Because even like, we were 2.5 hours away from each other for 4 years of our relationship. So just trying to, you know, make time to like go see each other, or just hang out, like, you know. Yeah,
for sure. I think that was difficult. I ain't gonna lie, I wanted to get out here so bad because the long distance, and I think a lot of people will not do long distance, or like scared of doing long distance, and I understand why.
Yeah.
But
you just have to make that choice.
Yeah, if you really make the choice, like, you have lead with that intent. Like, if this is what I really want, and both of you really want that, then you gonna find a way to make it work. And I think that's what we did. Because early on, it was pretty rocky. I ain't gonna lie, it was pretty rocky. But we both chose that we wanted to work, and that's the power of choice. For real, that we made the decision that, hey, we want this to work, and we made it work, and we've been making it work. You know, it's constantly a process, but that's a process that we choose to, you know, deal with. Now I'm here, so it's a little different, but you know, it's still a work in progress every day.
Yeah. And again, like he said, our relationship has not been perfect the whole time. So
for sure,
we're not trying to, you know, make it seem like we have this perfect relationship, because no relationship is perfect.
Yeah, she be getting on my nerves sometimes. I'm playing. It's a joke. It's a radiant joke.
Whatever.
It's a radiant joke.
You be getting on my nerves too.
See, not look at her. She trying to, because I said something, now she want to act like, she getting on my nerves too. It's all good. It's all love, baby. It's
Whatever.
All love. It's all love. But if you are, I would say, like we said, you shouldn't necessarily just go seeking, searching, like overly searching, and let it come to you. A lot of people want relationships, and you might not need a relationship at the time.
Absolutely.
And even like when we were young, she said like, I wasn't looking for no relationship.
No, I didn't want to be in a relationship with nobody until I got to college, maybe.
And
And then here he comes.
It happened to happen. But like, if you know you don't need a relationship, if you know there's things that you need to work on you first. Like, can't stress that enough, because
I feel like people just do it though because they want to have somebody, some connection,
like, somebody, but it's gonna hurt you in the long run.
I don't know,
if
like,
you're not prepared
find that
for
in
it.
your friendships and like your relationship with your family. Like, I don't think reaching for a relationship is the answer to that.
I agree. I definitely
because a friendship is a different level of baggage that somebody can take on versus a relationship.
A full-on relationship, for sure. Because you expect so much from a person that they're not, willing to give then, and then now you just kind of like, ass out. So don't be ass out. Work on yourself, and then allow relationships to, happen, form naturally, and cultivate them and let them grow.
So how do you feel? I know you said like they can't take on like all of that. I know that people talk about like people wanting their significant other to be like that source of everything for them.
You can't expect that out of nobody. I don't think that's selfish to expect that out of, like, if I was to expect that out of you, then that's selfish. I know you are a source for me for certain things, but I don't expect you to be everything all in one for me, because that's a lot on you.
Unrealistic expectation.
It's like an unrealistic expectation for sure, because if I expect you to be all of these things bottled in one, which a lot of people describe the relationship as that and not understand why, but at the same time, I can't bring all of my baggage just to you and expect you to fix me. Like, it don't work like that.
Yeah.
And so you got to know what stuff you need to just deal with on your own and handle, because like, she got her own stuff going on. I can't just come to you with all my stress and issues and baggage and just lay it all on you and expect to fix everything. Like, expect you to fix everything, my stuff, your stuff, all types of stuff we got going on. Because like, you're in school and you got a job and we got a relationship. So it's like, that's a lot. School might be stressful and I'm coming to you with my problems, and then you got to go to work and deal with crazy people. And it's like, I ain't saying that like that, but I'm just saying, just deal with people that's just getting on your nerves or something, so it's important to really understand what to expect out your partner, like, and talk about that. Like, this is what I expect from you, and if you don't agree with that, either y'all discuss it and figure out what works for you, or if you're not willing to do certain things or somebody's not willing to do certain things for you, don't fight it. And I think that's where the issue comes. We know somebody's not going to do something or not going to be this for us, and we continue to try to force them to be something. Like, don't force it. If that's not what they want to do, you got, but this is what I expect. These are my boundaries, my standards. This is what I want. This is what I expect. And if you don't reach these... But
don't set boundaries that you also don't maintain yourself.
Yeah. Don't expect me to pay for your rent if you ain't paying your own rent. If you can't pay your own rent right now, you call your daddy. Don't call me.
Okay, so we was talking the other day, y'all. And I told him, he started laughing at me. He told me I'm going to get canceled for this. I said, like, if you cannot call your dad to do whatever that you expect another person, like a boyfriend or a husband, to do, you should not put that expectation on them. If you can't hold your own parent accountable or call on your dad for something, you should not expect another man that's your boyfriend or something to come and fix that for you, to fill that void. That's not realistic, and that's very unfair to that person.
No, for sure. But elaborate.
What do you mean?
Do a little elaboration. Give us an example.
Okay, well, I have my dad in my life, but if he wasn't, or like if he was a deadbeat or something and he is in Saginaw and I'm in Saginaw and I can't call him and be like, hey, can I get $500 to fix my car? But I expect you, if I call you, to say, hey, can you give me $500 to fix my car? Go call your daddy.
The daddy said no.
Well, I couldn't be a guy personally.
Oh, man. But there's two sides to that, because I feel like if I'm here, as a man, I should be able to help you in some way.
Willingly. But I can't.
Shouldn't expect it.
Exactly.
Yeah, don't
if you
put
don't
that.
Expect that from your own father, how can you expect that from a boyfriend? That's not his responsibility.
Yeah, for sure. For sure, it's not my responsibility.
Now, granted, you know, if your father's deceased or something like that, incarcerated, that's a little different. Mm-hmm. But if y'all in the same city and I don't know.
Oh yeah, y'all. Don't place all these like that's realistic expectation.
Absolutely.
Like expecting people like we talked about it earlier, like flying you out or doing all this stuff. Like don't expect. Mm-mm. I don't think you should expect people. I ain't gonna say just don't expect people to do it because there's a lot of tricks out here in this world. I ain't one of them. I ain't gonna lie. So, but I take care of her. We take care of each other. You know, we do things that work for us. Mm-hmm. Something that work for you, you might want it. And I ain't finna get all into the 50-50 conversation and all that stuff because it's all crazy. Everybody should be giving 100%, but don't be expected like, oh, he's supposed to pay my bills. He ain't gotta do nothing. You can't take care of yourself. You need to reevaluate. You don't need a man. Or if you can't take care of yourself and you want her to make your food because you can't go get no food, you need to figure stuff out your doggone self. You need to be a man and figure it out. And she need to be a woman and figure it out. Absolutely. So everybody needs to figure it out because y'all be playing. I'm tired of seeing the conversations, man. I'm tired of it. So 50-50 or what? Like,
you want to go 50-50?
I don't know. I don't care what we do as long as the bills is paid. Like it don't matter what and people be worried about too many folks' relationships. Yes. Like if they go 50-50, cool. If that work for them, cool. If he pay all the bills, cool. And that's her own money, cool.
Well, that's what I said about the whole unrealistic stuff. You want somebody who is working the same amount of hours and get paid the same amount of money as you to pay for everything, and you just go do whatever with your money. How? It don't.
In my head, it don't work like that nowadays. Like it don't. Now, if you, like you said, if you making money like that to where you can, I feel like if that's what you want to do it. I feel like that's what I would do. I'm making mad money like that. Mm-hmm. Of course, I like, especially now, school, work, it's a lot of stuff going on. To take a burden off, for sure. Understood. Everybody dynamics ain't like that.
Right.
I can't expect dog that's working at Walmart, no slander to Walmart and whoever worked there. They don't get paid nothing but probably like $15 an hour. I can't expect dog to pay car notes, rent, food. Like, you can't expect, you shouldn't expect it because everybody ain't scamming, everybody ain't drug dealing, everybody ain't doing all that stuff. A lot of us are just everyday normal people because that's what normal people do. You get jobs and so like the fact that the women fought for their right to work, it changed a whole lot of things. And that's
whoever did that.
That's a great thing though. Like, you know, they fought for y'all rights for sure. I rock with it 100%. But like that changed everything. So like, oh, 2 people making money?
Right.
That's changed from households being $30,000-$40,000 a year with one person to 80 to 100 thousand, home incomes. So like, oh, we need to raise the prices on stuff. So like, it changes everything. So you got to really think about that when you, oh no, my man need to do this. My man need to, if you can't do it for yourself,
you should not expect it from nobody else. You should not expect
it from nobody else. She can take care of herself. For sure. Now, do I come in and do that for her? Yeah, but like, she can do that on her own. Right. And I can do that on my own, which I'm not going to let nobody take care of me. And that's just, I got too much pride. But it's just that dynamic. I feel like I went on a little rant right there. I got a little hype, but it is what it is. That's kind of how I feel about it. Take care of yourself. Moral of the story. Right. You can't take care of yourself. Don't expect it from nobody else. So, yeah, man. You got some more to add before I get irate up in here? Head turn red and stuff?
No.
Stop the 50-50 conversation. It's 2024. Let's move on.
Please.
Stop the gender role conversation. You need to be in the kitchen.
Yeah.
You need to learn how to build a house.
I just feel like if you don't know how to cook and you expect
me to build your house,
yeah,
I got my tools right out there. You got your tools, you can't lose. Uncle Jason told me that, baby. Oh what you were saying? I'm sorry.
If like for a man to expect a woman to cook and you can't cook, how do you expect to eat?
Yeah, like
whatever you was doing beforehand, you can continue.
What you gonna do? Going to their mama house? Hey, I ain't gonna lie. I go to my mama house. My mama can cook. But guess what I used to do? I used to watch.
Yeah, you know how to cook.
And I know how to cook. So if you can't cook by yourself, what you gonna do, young fella? You gonna spend all that money out to eat? Money gonna be gone. Money gonna be gone. But yeah, that's all you got. That's all I got. But all in all, man, just cultivate great relationships. You know, lead with intention, truly want each other. That's moral of the story. That's all I got to say on that. Because if you lead with the right intentions, both of y'all lead with the right intentions, majority of times you can't go wrong. So, but in closing, if y'all ain't like something we said, we don't care, like Anaya said. But if you got any feedback, you know, let us know. Because we reading stuff that we seen on Facebook and we thought it might be cool to come, you know, give a dialogue about it. So let us know what y'all think in the comments. Don't come to my comments with the 50-50 conversation because I don't care. But if y'all, you know, ways that you, if you're in a relationship, the ways that you maintain it, the things that you do to, you know, help it grow. How do you grow as an individual? You know, things like that. So yeah, share this out with all y'all people. Like, comment, and subscribe. Subscribe. Let's get the subscribers up for us. You know what I'm saying? We trying to go big time up here. Support your boy and your girl as we on this journey. You know what I'm saying? So it's been another episode. Y'all gonna catch this on Sunday at noon. We out.